Hey, Mark, fake banter for the intro.
That's all I know how to do.
Great.
Good to be here.
Welcome to Tuesdays with
Stories.
Hit her in the face with a surfboard.
And then the duck fell out of his bag.
Surf's up. And she didn't even flush.
Knock, knock.
Who's there? Mark Norman and Joe List.
Yeah! This is Tuesdays with Stories, everybody.
No, that's terrible.
This is supposed to be cheesy.
My radio is spitting at me.
Let's just start it. We're here.
Start it.
That's it.
Hey, this is it, folks.
This is the podcast.
We're in a Hilton in Houston.
A fine Hilton. Very nice hotel.
Beautiful. We went up to the spa there.
What? You did?
Yeah, they got a steam room. They got a sauna.
Is the steam room working?
Two seats, steam room and sauna.
Wow. Oh, you know me and Steam.
Oh, yeah.
Me and Steam are like this.
Oh, yeah, steampunk. You should get a robe and head over there.
All right, I'll get a Joe Rogan and get up there. Wasn't
Yeah.
bad? Nothing?
Yeah.
I wasn't looking. All right.
I can't see it with this lamp here.
I know. I can't see Peter. There we go.
It's Skankfest, folks. We're making it all work. We got a live pod tonight with a bunch of fun drop-ins, and we're making it work.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's always weird, and we probably talk about this every time we record at a festival. It's probably, Tony Hinchcliffe right next to it. Like, there's a wall here. So
Yeah.
somebody's just listening to us podcast. And doesn't it feel embarrassing? Like, putting a podcast out onto the podcast planet is whatever. You're like, this is our
Sure.
podcast. But having someone hear you record it is humiliating.
It's so true. You know what it's like when you see these hot influencer ladies, like, going on the side of the road
Yes.
and some asshole's taking a photo, and you're like, you look like an idiot. But then you see the photo, you're like, she's pretty hot.
Yes. What is that?
It just, the seeing it happen is embarrassing. It's the same with, like, hitting on a girl. If somebody's watching you, it's embarrassing.
Yeah, I had that too when we made the movie, and there's like people sitting around watching and just look silly because I'm like, hi, Mom. We need to talk. And you're like, it's going to be better than this. Don't worry.
I know. It's so true.
It's humiliating. And so apologies to whoever's next to, especially when it's comics. It kills me.
They see right. You know what's really embarrassing is when I write jokes out loud in my hotel.
What?
So, yeah, I go, oh, what's the deal with bed sheets? The clan, thread count, whatever. And then the joke might work on stage, but if you actually saw the process, you'd be like, ugh, get rid of this guy, kill him, string him up.
It's the same as like someone seeing your notebook. Do you have
Yes.
a bigger fear in your life than somebody looking at your notebook? And then we're going to die. People are just going to be looking at our notebooks like, I think my father's gay. It's just pages of shit.
Mine looks like Gruden's emails.
And then fucking, what's his tits? Judd Apatow just takes photos of fucking Shandling's thing and puts it on a movie.
I know. He's lucky it wasn't swastikas and nudes.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody, please, for the love of Christ, I mean, you're my friend. If I die, stay away from my goddamn notebooks.
You
and
got
certainly
it.
don't put them onto HBO Max or whatever the fuck.
You don't want him in the Smithsonian or whatever the fuck?
No, I don't want anything. I don't want anyone looking at my notebook because it's all just like, maybe I'll put this in my ass. My father's sexy on Wednesdays. I just can't have it.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. It's bad news. I write horribly because my ex used to read them. Like, oh, what do you got here? Like, she was trying to be supportive. And so I write it in hieroglyphics and emojis, all kinds of shapes.
Yeah, do you find, because sometimes I think my brain is melting or I have Alzheimer's or whatever, because when I'm writing, but I think your brain thinks faster than your hand can move.
Sure.
So I'll start writing, and I'm like writing letters that don't even make sense. I'm like, I'm not even close to spelling this right.
Yeah.
Because I jump ahead, and I'll just start writing shit, and I have to like cross it out and rewrite it so I'll be able to read it.
Yes. It's just a little humps after a while. That's all it is. It looks like Michael J. Fox got in there.
Yeah. Little humps. Doesn't it suck that we're probably going to get cancer at some point?
Everyone gets it.
Yeah, it's such a bummer. But did you know this? Did we talk about this in the pod already? For people that smoke for decades, like a pack a day, only like 20% of them will get cancer.
Yeah, they up those numbers.
But it's low.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, that's crazy. It's like you think if you smoke, you get cancer.
Exactly.
I mean, don't get me wrong. You get emphysema, birth defects, and
Sure, stunted growth, yellow teeth,
yeah,
bad breath.
You can get that anyways, I find. But it's not automatic. You're not going to get cancer. 80%, 8 out of 10 don't get cancer.
That's pretty good. You always hear about that old bag at the diner going, I smoked every day since I was 1, and I drink black coffee and whiskey and got fucked in the ass. And you go, hey, you look great.
Yeah, exactly. So I drink black cum.
Woo, man, that's got to be tough.
Get my water open.
There you go.
There
yeah,
it is.
cancer. We just had a friend's mom die, and I was like, how'd she go? And everyone's like, I don't know. I didn't hear. And I went, I bet it was cancer. Got a call an hour later, it was cancer.
But you know that the number one killer is heart disease. Heart disease above cancer.
You never hear about heart disease.
Yeah, but it's like number one. But cancer just feel because I think because there's so many cancer survivors.
Ah, yes.
So and so had cancer. They beat it. They beat this. They beat that. It almost seems fun. I mean, don't get me wrong. Knock on tits. I don't want to get a cancer, but it seems fun to be a survivor. You have that card to play.
Completely, yeah. I mean, my mom was a cancer survivor, and she never plays it. I'm like, play it, you crazy coos.
Get it out there. Deal them up. I mean, I'd be like, what movie do you guys want to see? Well, I'm a cancer survivor, so we're going to go see, Scorsese or whatever.
Schindler's List, yeah. Norm, I mean, there's another guy. Never played it.
Never even mentioned it once.
Best friends, family, the whole thing, nothing.
Very strange.
I watched a video. I don't know if I told you this. It was like called "The Day in the Life of Norm." It's him in a shitbox apartment on his laptop doing like bets, and his mom will bring him like a cheese sandwich, and then that was the whole thing.
Oh, that's fun.
It seemed like he was in heaven, but I was like, man, this is a comedian right here.
It's such a bummer. Jerry Remy, who was like the Red Sox color analyst for my entire life, looks exactly like my dad. Same accent, same face.
Wow.
I got to show you a photo. You've
Please.
seen my dad.
Yeah,
Wait till you see
Steve.
this. You're going to shit.
Steve List, not much of a talker.
No, it wouldn't be a good gig for him.
No.
You know what I hate was when you do the Face ID and you don't have your face available because I got a microphone.
Yeah.
It pauses for a long time before it gives you the numbers option.
Right. I hate the
I'm
pause.
like, I'm not doing face. Look at that. On the bottom.
Oh, that's not you at all. What are you
No,
kidding?
my dad. My dad.
That's your dad?
Doesn't that look like my dad?
Oh, a little bit. Looks
You
like
know-
an Asian version.
No, you don't know what my dad looks like. This
I guess
is dead
not.
on.
That guy's a little puffy.
He's puffy.
Puff daddy.
That's my puff dad. That's my puff dad. Look at that.
Yeah, I don't know. That guy looks like Arnold from Happy Days.
You don't know what you're talking about. This is what my dad looks like.
I thought that was Pat Morita.
That's my dad. It's crazy.
Steve List, shout out.
It's
Go-kart
unbelievable.
cunt.
Well, he's my dad. He's my butler. He's my dad. I know what my dad looks like. I mean, that is dead on.
That's
That's
true.
confusing. I show people, they're like, what? That's your dad.
Wait, now you got to pull up a picture of Steve.
Well, I'm
We
not
need
gonna
to do
show the people.
Play-by-play. Well, just show me. The
I don't
people
have
already
a-
know. They've got him on Zoom.
I don't have a photo of my dad.
I don't know if I would either.
Yeah, I don't got any photos of my dad, but whatever. Just trust me.
I
I guess
believe
it's not
you.
a great story, anyways. But he died. It was so sad. But he had like cancer like 9 times. It was like his 9th
This
battle.
guy?
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah, it just kept coming back. But he was a smoker and the whole thing. And he came out a couple weeks ago with the oxygen tank. Once they have the oxygen, that's it.
You're done.
Nobody is like, I used to have an oxygen tank,
Right.
but now I don't.
It seems like it's weird that you can't beat cancer. Like if you smoke, you ruin your lungs. But wouldn't it be nice if you could smoke and ruin cancer? You see what I'm saying? Why can't cancer be killed by bad shit?
That's kind of like Carlin had that bit about the cancer eats the other cancer. The more cancer you got, the healthier you are. Remember that bit?
No, I don't remember that one.
That was the one. Get yourself a bowl of broccoli.
Oh,
I think it was
that-
on
yeah,
that
there
thing.
you go.
The more cancer you have, the healthier. Because the big cancer will eat the little cancer or some shit like that.
Right. But like you'd think you could drink it away. Like booze is poison. I'll poison my cancer. Kill
Right.
it.
Well, that's what chemo is. It's just poison.
Ah, yes.
And your tits fall off and your dick gets bigger or whatever happens.
Yeah.
It sounds very unpleasant.
I think the Incredible Hulk got chemo. Was that what that was?
I don't know. I never saw that. I don't care for that kind of business.
The green guy?
Yeah, I really don't. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I get it. He's green. And there's been like 9 of them, too.
There's too many Hulks. Green Hulks.
Ed Norton, Jim Norton, Ken Norton. There's a bunch of Nortons running around.
Norton antivirus. They're everywhere. No, you're right. There's a lot of Hulk. They get a thing. They did 12 Spider-Mans, too. They did 9 Batmans
Yes.
and 14 Avengers.
And I think we've talked about this before also, but it's like, it doesn't have to all be an origin.
I hate an
We
origin.
understand who Spider-Man is. Why do they have to have a kid get bit by a snake and turn into a Spider-Man? Just go, all right, Spider-Man.
He's here. He's queer.
Every time it's Batman, he's like, okay, this guy knows karate. Here's his
Right.
father getting shot. I understand. I know Batman. I've heard of Batman.
Yeah, Robin's gay. He laid an egg. We got it. Moving along. Just show him beating up the bad guys.
Exactly. Pow, bam, boom. Who gives a shit?
Nolan did a good job.
Yeah, that was fun. I'm
People like
Superman.
that.
Look at the pant legs.
Woo!
Well, this is quite a thing. I'm nervous about walking to the gig.
We'll walk together.
I might have to because, I've had several incidences, Salt Lake City, Austin. There's homeless people everywhere. You got to walk under a highway. Nothing good has ever happened under a highway.
Really? I made the walk last night. I don't remember the highway.
I think you might have had too much sauce, unless
I think
I'm
I had a little
crazy.
sauce. I'm feeling it.
And Sarah's from here. She got robbed at gunpoint here like 20 years ago.
Really?
And she's like, people get mugged at gunpoint. I always think this is funny. I don't know if this could be a bit. People are like, don't bring cash. Don't bring a lot of cash.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't care about the cash. The trauma is getting mugged.
Right.
So it's like, it's not like they know how much cash I have. The thing that sucks is the person like putting a gun in your face and saying, give me your money. I don't care if I'm like, oh, and I lost $100.
Right. Yeah. My parents would always say, because it was inevitable. You were getting mugged in my neighborhood as a kid, and they were like, just give them the stuff. That things aren't worth anything. I'm like, it's not about that. It's about me crying and getting called a homo while being kicked in the balls.
Exactly. They tie you up and kick you in the asshole. But I'm like, well, I only lost $10.
Right. I actually got mugged 3 times in New York when I moved here, and I was shit-faced every time, and I'm so glad because I didn't deal with the mental trauma.
Right.
Because I was out in a blackout.
Yeah. It's funny. I've been mugged or chased or accosted a bunch, and every time you're like, this is awful. I don't care about the money. I'll give the guy $1,000 to not mug me.
Yes. Here.
There you go. Take it.
You ever had gunpoint?
Never gunpoint.
I don't know if I have either.
I had Tom Dustin and Shay Moss got robbed at gunpoint outside while I was
That's
inside.
a great story.
Oh, it's great. Tom Dustin was like, I got $20. Shoot me for it, guy. And then they ripped Shane's pants off. They like grabbed he had like old pants.
Right.
And they just grabbed his pocket and pulled it, just like ripped his jeans down like a fucking basketball player taking the court.
The breakaways. But that was back when we were just insanely poor. Like our pants were 15 years old. You had $11 in your pocket. You spent all of it on beer. Maybe you got a hit of weed at some point. And you had a Taco Bell $1 soft taco.
Yeah, exactly. And you didn't have a smartphone.
No.
Maybe you had a flip phone, but even then, you had like a house phone in your pocket.
Yeah, that's true. And a landline. Do you remember my old phone had a plan on it where if you send me a text, it was 10 cents. And so I was so broke, and my friends would send me texts over and over going, hey, blow me, fuck you, kill yourself. And I'm like, you're killing me here. I can't afford this.
Right. I hate the group text. Earlier today, I shot a little sketch video a couple weeks ago. It'll be out soon. It'll probably be out by the time this comes out.
Oh, yeah.
It was fun, but I'm showing Sarah. I'm like, check it out. What do you think? And you and Chuck and me were on a group text, and it was just kept coming down. Like you're watching the video, and I'm like, fuck. But you guys don't know. You're just sending a text. We're having a conversation, but you're just trying to watch a movie, and it's like, bloop, hey, what did you do Wednesday? I don't know about Wednesday. I'm not good. And I'm like, fuck your mother hard in the ass.
I get that with the jerking. I'm watching Pornhub. All of a sudden, my Aunt Sylvia is texting me about Christmas. I'm like, hey, cool it, coos.
Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, Sylvie.
Yeah.
What's she doing?
I gotta change my settings to where it doesn't drop down during a porn.
Oh, I hate the drop down.
Hate a drop. And my phone is broken. You know when you do this and the video converts?
Yeah.
It won't convert.
Oh, is it unlocked?
Maybe.
Because when you go to this thing, I just learned this. See this thing? You go to
what is
that.
that?
I don't know what it is exactly, but mine's unlocked. It's a lock. You can lock. It's a lock, Jerry.
It makes sense because it's got a little arrow going twisty.
Yeah, it won't do that. I just learned this.
That's good. That might be it.
Passing it on. That's what it is. You got to go click that thing.
I was scared to bring it up because it seemed stupid, but now you fixed it.
Yeah, I was out there with Derek, my best pal, and his wife, who's my other pal. We're good buddy. They put the thing on. The kids are like my niece and nephew. They named him Joe after me, and it's just so sweet. We have quite a relationship. I feel special there.
That is nice.
They love me. I love them. It's just delightful.
You're the fun uncle.
I'm Funkle. They call me Funkle, earnestly.
Wow.
He'll be like, hey, Funkle Joe, what, my nephew, I hate to be like, make this into kids say the darndest thing, but he's 5. And we were sitting there. This is the most adorable thing I've ever heard. He goes, I know this is going to be a hard question, but I know you move your mouth, but how do you talk?
He said that?
He said that. It's adorable.
That's a good question.
And I said, well, there's little chords like a guitar, and they vibrate, and that's how the noise happens. And he goes, that's great.
Did you show him the silent re?
I didn't want to bring up the silent re. He doesn't need to know about the re.
No re. He's too young for the re or the herpy.
Yeah, it's you don't want to bring that stuff up or cancer or any of that stuff. But then he put this to me. He's like, who do you like better, mom or dad? And they're both right there. And it's hard because you're like, what are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I'd shit in her mouth. I don't care about this woman.
No contest. I'll kill her in front of him.
But I'm kidding, of course. I love her.
Nice lady.
Too.
Never met her. Or have I?
I don't think so. She was at the wedding. But I don't know if you went around handing
I think
everybody.
I dated her once.
Glad handing.
Uh-huh.
No, she's tremendous. But you have to go. Of course, I love them both the same. Very equal.
That's the move.
But, you're like, I love him more than I love my wife. What are you, shitting me?
Yeah, why do kids do that? Because I used to do that with my mom. Like, come on, who do you like better, me or the brother? And she'd be like, shut up, kill yourself. And I'm like, come on, you can tell me.
Well, that one, there's definitely a preference.
Oh, yeah.
And you got to keep it. You have to say, I love it. But the kid, that means the kid's thinking about it.
Of course. Well, how could you not?
He's like, I don't know. That's why it's fun to be an uncle. Because the uncle, you're like, I'm above both these because they're always going, get down,
Yeah.
sit down. What are you
Eat your
doing? You can't eat
vegetables.
that. I'm just like handing him chocolate. I'm shoving cinnamon rolls in his asshole.
There you go.
It's fantastic. I mean, I'm just winning. There's nothing. I don't have to discipline anybody. It's fantastic.
It's the best gig. You can spoil them. You always say that. I'm going to spoil the hell out of these kids.
Oh,
And you
it's
do.
great. Yeah, it's nice.
All right. Yeah, it's people rank. That's what we do. Like, you ever leave a comedy show after like a cellar set and they go, I like the third guy. I like the second guy the best. Oh, the girl sucked.
Every single person does that. It's a natural
It's
thing.
natural.
But we all do that. Top 10 movies. That
Yep.
movie's as good. And then you compare movies that aren't even have nothing to do with each other.
Yeah.
Well, Goodfellas is better than Jaws.
Exactly. We do it with comics. We do it with lists, Schindler's List, Joe List, all the top 10 list.
Yeah, people like a list. They like it. Well, the list thing has become a way to keep the audience there. Stay tuned for number one.
Right.
And then it gets everyone mad, gets them talking. It's all algorithm shit.
Yeah.
How
good
dare
point.
you say that fucking, Porky's is better than Midnight Run?
Right. Not to go back to the kid thing, but it is interesting how kids, would you trade the adult world is dark. We fuck, we jizz in our hands, we make out, we spit in each other's faces, we have racial tension.
Those are all good things.
Well, either way, you got, I'm talking about the herpes, gonorrhea, whatever it
Yeah,
is.
Death, cancer.
Yes, and kids don't really know about all that stuff, but they also don't know about all the other fun. They don't know about heroin and booze and coke and anal.
Sex, yeah.
So it's a toss-up.
Yeah, it's nice being a kid. But the other thing, I remember like adults would say this. And Mr. Lupian, my health teacher in 7th grade,
Big loop.
he was loopy. He said to me, it was so nice. He's like, people are going to tell you it sucks being an adult and being a kid is the best. You know how good you have it? He's like, they're full of baloney. He had to say baloney.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm an adult. I do whatever I want to do. It's a
Right.
bad. I want to say that to kids. I'm like, I don't ask anybody permission for anything. I eat cinnamon rolls every morning. I got cigars. I take my wife's heels and shove them right in my asshole as soon as she
Yes.
leaves the house.
Yes.
I do whatever I want to do.
I know, but there's negatives.
Of course, there's negatives.
You know about cholesterol, you know about check fraud, and, identity theft.
Well, now I'm 40. I eat Chipotle. I'm fucked up for like 3 days. My throat's all scratchy.
Right.
It burns. It hurts. And then,
that
like you
too.
said, cholesterol, blood pressure, all that shit. You got to be like,
Cancer.
oh, God, I'm going to die. I should not do that. And a kid can just drink motor oil. But conversely, they're also allergic to shit. If this kid gets a peanut on his shoe, he fucking blows up like a balloon and dies.
Is that right?
Yeah, he's a peanut kid.
I feel like you got to put more peanuts in his dick just to get him in there.
I'm telling you, they die.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Isn't it weird how allergies that wasn't around in the 80s, and now it's just everyody.
Yeah, it's strange. Same with trans. All of a sudden, it's just like, what the hell happened over here? It's like a
Autism
trans
as well.
bomb. And autism. We watched Rain Man, and not to get too into Derek's family, but he's got a relative who's autistic, like very similar to Rain Man.
Savant level numbers.
I don't think. Yes, he knows.
Oh,
if you
wow.
tell him your birthday, he knows what day you were born on.
Wow.
Yeah, he's got that. He memorizes everything. He's very similar to Rain Man.
I would never run out of things to ask that guy. I would just sit him down, give him a Heath bar, and go to town.
He's fun. He's fascinating. He's funny. He's a funny guy. But you're like, I don't have a kid. He's not. I know him, but like, I'm not related to. But I'd be so insulted by these people. That's like, I'm on the spectrum. So I'm like, spectrum? I'm like, he can't stop masturbating at the airport.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like,
right.
what do? You
That's a
you
great
blink
point.
a couple times, or
Yeah.
you need the light to be dimmed.
Or you're anxious at parties. I'm autistic.
No, people say that to me. They're like, you're autistic. People,
too.
They call us autistic. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what are you, insane? I'm like
I
a
know.
smart person.
I'm like social and hanging
Yes.
out. And I get called, one guy called me a sociopath. I'm like, well, that hurt my feelings. So isn't that proof enough that I'm not?
Yes.
If I was a sociopath, I would walk right through that.
Yeah, it's just like, we're just a little off. We're
We're
kooky.
Kooky.
Yeah, it's like autistic. I'm like, what are you, insane? But all these people are like the spectrum this, and I don't want to sound like some crazy old back in my day.
No.
But I'm like, this guy is a mess.
up.
I don't want to be disrespectful.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, he's a mutant.
Yeah, he's not. He's not like doing well. He's autistic.
No, totally. Yeah, that's a different. We do it with everything now. We go, he's a Nazi, and you're like, well, he's actually a big fat Jew, and his dad was in the Holocaust, but he's a Nazi, and he's a racist, and he's a pedophile. You're like, what are you talking about? The guy fucked a 25-year-old. He's a pedophile. We go all the way now.
It's exactly. It's the same with like the word violence. We're like,
Yes.
that's violence. And you're like, it's literally not violent. Like if you're
Literally
not
not.
at this parade, you're violent. I'm like, violent. Do you understand the word violence?
Yeah,
I'm confused.
And then silence is violence. So what does that mean for the library?
They're like, yes, silence is violence. Like, no, it's not.
No.
It's not. That's the library's a riot.
Exactly. And then if some guy, some right-wing kook, tries to speak at a college, they shut him down. You're like, wasn't that silencing him? Isn't taking him off Twitter silencing? So that silencing is okay. What about a silencer on a gun? That could be violent.
I don't want to get too down this
All right.
rabbit shit, but any jizz. But so I got some Seattle stuff I can throw right at you.
Oh, please. I got Portland, so we're in the same ball.
Oh, that's so weird. We were right down the street from each other.
Same ball bag.
It's funny. It's
Yeah.
funny because you're like 3 hours feels far but close. It's close. I mean, but then you're like, I'm not going 3 hours.
Nah, it's far enough.
Yeah.
But, we drove from Austin to Houston yesterday, and it wasn't bad.
Yeah, it's a fun ride. Everything's just easier out here. But anyways, I went to Seattle. The Seattle Kraken game. This is a new hockey team. Very exciting.
McCracken?
Just Kraken. No Mick.
Kraken. I don't know how I feel about that.
It's a sea monster.
Oh, the Kraken.
Release the Kraken. That's the big
it.
thing. They got a fun logo. It's like an S, but it's a monster-y thing.
Ah.
These people that do the logos are unbelievable.
My aunt's a sea monster.
Like cunt, you mean?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
But wait, what's the logo? Is it a big wormy tremor thing?
Well, it's an S, but it looks like a dragon. It's like a
Ah.
kraken. It's an S kraken. It's kraken.
I thought Kraken was Scotland and the Loch Ness and all those freaks over there. I didn't think we were dealing with that shit.
I think Seattle's similar. It rains. I don't know.
Give us a manatee or a porpoise. I don't know, something in the vicinity.
Well, I don't know what the purpose of that. I fucked up my own pun. What would be the purpose of that?
There you go.
I'm shitting my mouth.
Damn it.
Call me a homo.
All right.
But I don't know. I think that sea, it's very nautical. It's going to be a monster. You can't have a porpoise. You're a hockey team.
Well, they got the Penguins.
That's a good point. But that's from like
cuter than a penguin?
1968 or whatever. That was a
Well,
thing back then.
They're in a tuxedo. They can't fly.
And
They're
it's
cute.
ice.
It's ice.
Ice makes sense.
I'll
They're
give you
skating
ice.
around. I don't know.
Polar
Nowadays,
bear. How about a polar bear?
well, they're almost extinct, and that's not in Seattle either. You got more Kraken than you got polar bears.
No, Kraken ain't real.
Polar bears won't be real in about 10 minutes. They're going down hard. But
Well, tell that to Coca-Cola.
well, I liked because one of the names that was thrown out there was the sockeyes, which is a sockeye salmon. They have the salmon run.
I like a sockeye.
sockeye, like a black eye, a sockeye.
I like it.
How much better is Seattle sockeyes?
And you can have a fish with a black eye.
Exactly.
Yes.
Somebody made a fake logo, and I thought it was going to be the sock. We all decided on the sockeyes, and they went with Krakens.
Sockeye.
But I guess they're cracking down on
Yeah.
sockeyes. Pew, pew, pew. But I went to the hockey game, and it's adorable to see a new franchise. I'm from New England, so we have all the oldest franchises.
Sure.
The Bruins are from the original 6 teams. The Red Sox are
Wow.
from 1872. The Patriots, 1960, so not that old. But and then the Celtics, of course. So we're like old school tradition, the whole thing.
Yeah.
But these new franchises, they try to have like a tradition. This is what we do. And it's funny when you're there because it's like the third game ever,
Right.
literally. And so they're doing these things where they're like, I'll start the sentence, you finish it. It's time for a Kraken. And like a third of the crowd's like, power play? Like they don't know. They're just like, it's not like a thing where it's like, that's what we do. Yeah, but they're
Right.
trying to build it. And then there's a whole bunch of things that were funny. One of the things they say is, welcome to the loudest arena in the NHL. And you're like, how can you claim that?
You're brand new.
It's like, it's the third game, literally.
Yeah. It's like saying you're the hottest kid.
It's like saying, well, like it's how they do like world's famous pizza. You're like,
Right.
nobody knows who you are. You're
Never
like,
heard of it.
this is a marketing thing.
It's almost like a religion. You know, we're like, oh, Catholicism, it's been around, Jews, we got it. But then when they're like Scientology, you're like, I don't know, who's Elron? This feels shady. But they're all shady, but this one's new.
His boy Elron. Remember Jetsons guy?
Oh, I liked it.
Yeah, Jetsons was fun.
It was a futuristic Flintstones.
Yeah, Flintstones was better.
I guess so.
The jokes were better on Flintstones, weren't they?
Well, Flintstones had a laugh track, which was kooky for a cartoon.
Yeah, but I remember like the elephant was the shower. That's classic.
Yeah, he would open the under the sink and it was a bird eating the trash.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun.
That's a good gag.
Yeah, they were good. Bam Bam hit the lady.
Yeah.
Barney had a hot wife. They both had hot wives.
It's the Honeymooners.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Norton. We're back to Norton. Isn't it weird that hitting your wife was comedy in the 50s?
Yeah.
He would go, hey, you crazy whore, and she would go, oh, Ernie, or whatever.
It's hard because, like, I was just talking about this with Sarah and her mom. Like, I was watching Used Cars. You ever watch that movie, the Kurt Russell movie from 1980?
Never seen it.
It's Robert Zemeckis' first movie, I believe.
What?
It's very funny.
I'm
You'll
down.
enjoy it. It's like
I'm
an
down.
80s comedy with, like, a car chase and tits. But there's a scene where, like, the woman is, like, they're doing a used car commercial, and like the hood flies up and it rips her dress off and she's just naked, and then a guy runs up and just starts squeezing her tits.
Wow.
And all the guys are like fighting for the remote and stuff, and you're like, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And then I'm talking to a woman, she's like, wow, that's offensive. And I'm like, I know, but that's what makes it funny.
Exactly.
That was acceptable.
Of course.
It's like doubly funny. It's a funny gag. It's also funny that in 1980 it was like, that's funny.
That's funny, yeah.
Yeah, we'll rape her a little bit. That's
Right.
hilarious.
It's like in an airplane when they're all freaking out on the plane, then the woman's just tits come out. Remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
And they're like amazing tits. She's super hot, but it was just, that was funny. There's tits.
Well, that's the thing. I'm like, no, they're like, that's probably why all these men are so shitty to women. And I'm like, I don't disagree. But that's what makes it funny now in
Right.
hindsight. That's
Yes.
why, like, don't you see why that's funny? It's like, this is a horrible thing to depict,
Of course.
which is funny.
That's fun. I mean, look at Chappelle doing the homeless guy with the crackhead. He's doing this shit. He's got the white lips. Like, that's horrible. It's mean. This guy's homeless. He's a drug addict. He's poor and down and out. But you make fun of him.
Yes.
It's comedy
We're making fun.
of him.
But any tits.
Yeah.
So we go to the hockey game. How did I get to Used Cars? I have no idea. Tits.
We went a whole rigmarole around tits and anal,
Yeah, sex. I can't remember.
rim job.
But they do that. So, like, there's all these little growing pains at the hockey game. And you ever have this? I'm just a cunt of a person, I guess. But there's like a guy behind me. And so a lot of people in Seattle, they never had a hockey team. But obviously some people watch hockey because whatever. But the guy was like hockey virtue signaling out loud. Does that make sense?
Give me an exam.
Well, he's just saying very obvious things out loud. And it feels like he's just like, I know this game. Like he's like, oh, we got a delayed penalty here. I can see it. The ref's got his arm up. Delayed penalty.
yeah,
like, it's
yeah.
stuff that you would never say.
It sounds like he's filling dead air.
You would just watch it. Like, but he's just letting people know, I know what's happening.
Right.
He's like, they're going to pull the goalie. Keep an eye out for the goalie. Like, I'm like, who are you talking to?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
sounds like you're just letting everyone in the section know that you understand the game.
This is what's you call yourself a cunt, but I call this a good observation.
I think it is a good observation. He kept saying, he's like, there he goes. Goalie's out. Heads up. The goalie's out. But, like, he's not rooting for the team.
No.
He's just letting us know. I'm like, you just want to go, that's great. Terrific.
Isn't that what they do? Hey, top of the ninth, bases loaded. I mean, you're just telling us what's happening.
But that's the analyst. This is a guy in the stands.
Oh, I thought he was on the mic.
No, this is the guy sitting
That's
behind
why
me.
I thought dead air. I thought he was trying to say stuff.
No, this is a fucking Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Oh, fuck that guy. He sucks.
He's just in the arena going, oh, that's a slash. That's 2 minutes. He's going to be in the box for 2 minutes. Literally, he's saying things like that.
Wow, you must have hated that guy.
But he's not talking to his wife. It would be one
Right.
thing if he was like, so he'll go in the box. Like, she's like, tell me about the game, Pop, or whatever.
yeah.
He's yelling that out loud.
That is weird.
I'm like, you suck.
I kind of get it, because I was at a football game in Wisconsin, and there's nothing to do, so you just start going, here we go, boys, yeah. And my friend's like, it's halftime. What are you doing? I'm like, oh, shit, sorry. But you just feel stupid sitting there quietly sometimes.
Yeah, I suppose.
But this is another level of chatting out loud to no one.
yeah, just letting people know he knows, but whatever.
Little hustle out there. Come on, here we go.
But that's rooting. I
was
understand
rooting. I was rooting.
Rooting, I get.
Road
You got to
rooting.
root. I love to root.
Yeah, Stephen Root.
I root through trash sometimes.
Sure. Hey, the grassroots.
The Roots, the
Yeah.
band,
Root beer.
the guy with the pick there.
Yeah,
Questlove.
There it
I
is.
sat at the table with him at the cellar one time.
He's got a big afro.
It was very out of place. It was like Questlove, Chris Rock, Tracy Morgan, and Kevin Hart and me. I swear to God. And I'm just like this.
You were the token honky.
Yeah, they're just talking about, Ferraris or whatever. And I'm like this.
You're the Kraken.
I was.
Yeah.
But anyway, and I was like stuck in the corner. If I was on the outs, I would have been like, I'll see myself out. But you're
Sure.
like stuck in there at that table sometimes.
Right. No, I get it. So, How was the game? Did they win? The Kraken?
Kraken won. Good game. But there's a couple other things real quick,
Oh,
and then I'll
please.
never bother you again. But so one thing is there's all the, like I said, just growing pains. They're like, look up to the Bigtron or the Megatron, whatever the fuck it's called, for the Kraken save of the game. And they show it, and, it's exciting. You're like, let's see the save of the game. The guy the goaltender misses the puck. It hits the post. They're like, here's the save of the day. The puck goes under his pad, hits the post, and rims out. They just showed a non-save. Like, that's literally not a save.
Yeah.
But they're like, it's the save of the game. Like, it's just funny stuff. It makes you, it's like a minor league team or something. You're like, what?
They're working the bugs out.
It's hilarious. And then this guy had 2 goals in the game. Of course, 3 is a hat trick. So everyone's like, maybe we'll see a hat trick. And a guy, it's like an empty net goal. He fires it down the end of the ice, scores. And 3 people just fire their hats out on the ice. And I'm like,
Hat trick.
that wasn't the guy. It wasn't a hat trick. It's just like these 3 idiots that were all hyped up to be like this. Yeah, he did it. And just throw it. Like, I think they didn't understand hat tricks.
Right.
So I'm like, you just threw a $50 hat into the ice.
That's not a good hat trick.
And then you're just like, they must feel like such dipshits to be like this. All right.
I think they're trying to get pumped up with the new team, I guess. It's like that Connecticut team with the mob guy who bought a team. They're
yeah.
You got to come out swinging when you're the new guy.
You got to do something. But, it was. There might have been one other example that I thought was hilarious. I take some notes, and then I'll just shove a...
New things are hard. The new restaurant, you got to have the grand opening, the new nightclub. You got to really pop out of the gate or else it just fizzles.
Yeah, and it was great. I mean, it was packed, and the arena is like all nice, and it's all about climate change because Amazon bought it. It's climate change arena or whatever, and there's plants, and it's fun.
Right.
But it's one of these new hip I hate this hipster shit.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, where do I get a hot dog
Yes.
and tater tots?
Yes.
There's a vegan restaurant the size of Rhode Island in there.
Give me I don't want any quinoa on the ice.
It's like, we got a $14 IPA with orange peels. I'm like, give me a Coca-Cola, a French fry, and a hot dog.
If it ain't broke, queefs.
It's just all this super duper shit. But
Yeah. Get a protein pack and a vegan massage. Get out of here. Jizz in my face.
all right, we got a bunch of sponsors, of course. And you don't have your phone because we're filming on it. So maybe I'll toss it over there.
Pass it over. You do one, I'll do the next.
All right, great, folks. We got some great sponsors that we love. Tuesdays with Stories is brought to you by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Wait, don't we do this at the end now? Fuck it. Yeah. Tuesdays with Stories is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. The idea of needing therapy can be scary, but look at it this way. We get oil changes for our cars to prevent bigger issues down the road. We sure do. Right. I need one, actually.
Yeah, you do.
We do chores regularly to avoid a messy house. I don't do that. Therapy is the same exact thing, but for your mental health. It's tune-up time right now. So go out there and get yourself a therapist. I love therapy. We have Alan. You love him.
Love Al. Big Al.
Going to therapy doesn't mean something's wrong with you. It means you're investing in yourself to keep your mind healthy. Tell them how to do it there, Marcus.
Hey, folks. BetterHelp is customized therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can start communicating with your therapist in under 48 hours. Wow. Why invest in everything else and not your mind? Just for our listeners, get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/Tuesdays. That's BetterHelp.com/Tuesdays. Take control of your life and get the help you deserve with BetterHelp.
And Tuesdays with Stories is also brought to you by Sheath Underwear. You know about Sheath. Take over. You don't even need anything for Sheath. There it is. If you're listening at home, Mark is showing his underwear band, and it is a Sheath pair of panties.
That's all I wear now. Thank you, She.
Yeah, we love Sheath. I mean, you know all about Sheath. These underwear, they're not only supportive, they keep your balls off your leg. There's 2 pouches, one for your dick, one for your balls. Sheath isn't just for men, by the way. My wife loves it as well. She's got a sports bra. She's got a pair of panties that really turn me on.
Yes.
For all you lady gays, and I know you're out there, go to Sheath now. It has sports bras, bikini briefs, and boy shorts.
Ooh.
And the idea of Sheath, as you know, came from its founder, U.S. Army soldier Robert Patton, who's here in Houston for the festival.
Oh, my God.
That was during his second tour in Iraq. Support this awesome veteran-owned company whose founder is a Tuesgays himself and a big comedy fan. Go to sheathunderwear.com and order with promo code Tuesgays to get 20% off your first order. And Sheath's Underwear, 100% money-back guarantee. That's sheathunderwear.com, promo code Tuesgays. Get Sheath Underwear and let them support your balls. And Blue Chew. You know about the Blue Chew.
Love the BC. Where would we be without Blue Chew? Keep it in your pocket. Chewable, works fast, never fails. Love it. Get it if you're going on dates, if you're on the apps, get the Blue Chew just in case you can't get it going, and it'll save your life and relationship.
That's right. No doctor's office or waiting in line. Blue Chew is an online prescription service. You can talk to a licensed medical provider and get a prescription online. Blue Chew makes everything in the USA. We love America. So, if you could benefit from extra confidence when it's time to perform, Blue Chew can help. Special offer just for the gays. Visit BlueChew.com and get your first shipment free when you use our special promo code Tuesdays. Just pay $5 shipping. Again, that's BLUE Chew.com and promo code Tuesdays to try it for free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for supporting this podcast.
Hear, hear.
All right, give me some Portland, one of my favorite towns. I don't know why I said that. I like Portland fine.
Well, I'll tell you, it's gone down the shitter quick because
That's what it sounds like.
the hobo situation was bananas.
What about in the neighborhood of the club and hotel?
The club's okay, but you go 2 blocks and the club's fucked. Or that area's fucked. And then the hotel was all right. The hotel was nice, but, whoo, boy, we walked around a little bit. Let's go to Voodoo Donuts. Let's fucking live it up in Portland. The walk there was like The Walking Dead. I mean, it was just crack pipe, and you see the needles going in. You're like, and whoever's working at REI is cleaning up because it's all tents. It's all camping gear and little kitchenettes out there. And this, you see, I was with my opener, Ari Manis, and he's like, "Oh, watch that human shit." You're like, Jesus Christ. It's a whole nother world over there. I don't know what that city used to be cute and residential and weird and kooky. It is just free-for-all.
I'm dreading it because I got Derek and his kids are coming down. I'm going to have to, forget telling someone how to talk. They're going to be like, how do you shit on the street?
I know. Go to the Pearl District.
What's Pearl?
That's the cool old spot in town. It's got a ton of new restaurants, ton of bars, safe. But, boy, you go by any overpass, and it's a shit show.
I hate that.
I know, and it used to not be like that. It's weird to leave a town. I performed there for 7 years in a row, and then come back one day, and it's weird. Like, it's weird to see it flip.
It's like Chappelle talks about D.C. It's like a crack bomb went off. That's what it feels like.
Exactly.
I hate it. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm an empathetic guy. I care. I'm compassionate. But I'm like, I don't want to deal with it. These people are nuts. And then they know you have money. They need money.
Right. I'm shocked we didn't get jumped, but it's weird because they always say, well, it's the pandemic. I'm like, so what do you mean? Some guy's restaurant goes belly up, and now he's on the street doing crack? I don't buy that.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I think it's something else. Because it's a lot of schizophrenia and AIDS and, scurvy out there. So who the hell knows? But don't go to certain areas because it is wild.
Yeah, God. What about the walk from the hotel to the club?
I would take the shuttle.
Oh, the shuttle.
Yeah, it's like a 4-minute drive or a 20-minute walk. So take the shuttle. It's free.
Okay.
The guy's nice.
Sometimes I like when it's a distance. Like here, the club is 3 blocks away, and I'm like, I wish it was 10 so I could take a lift and not be like, hey, what are you, a pussy?
Yeah. It's weird, too, about the jumped because you get accosted everywhere you go. I think because it's on your noggin. I walked home at 4 in the morning last night, tuned up with a couple of highballs and nothing. But you're like head on a swivel, and then they get you.
It's probably nothing. I mean, there's probably nothing, but that's the fact that Sarah's like, oh, people get mugged down there. I wouldn't even be thinking about it. She fucked me with this.
It's like a boner. Once it's in your head, you can't get it.
Yeah, I suppose so.
All right. Well,
I've had a few in my mouth, and they stay right in there until they come.
True. I appreciate that, by the way. But
yeah, no problem.
My ex had a Chihuahua, and this dog was a cunt. It was a cum guzzler.
Oh, I hated that fucking thing.
Everybody was yappy and queefy. Ugh. And she would pick it up and rock it like a little bitch. And I was like, oh, man, its nips were up in the air. His little feet were dangling. And I go, give me that thing. Let me try that. And it would go, because it could feel me. It could feel my nerves, and it hated me.
Yeah, I know that feeling. The dogs and the homeless, they all hate me.
Yes. And they're both foaming at the mouth.
Well, I'm just traumatized. I had those 2 Austin guys really fucked me.
I get it.
Terrifying.
I get it.
But then I had that in Boston 2 years ago when I was a kid.
But here's the clinker. The club is great. The shows are great. The crowds are great. And if you make fun of Portland being fucked up, they're like, yes, thank you. The outsider comes in and tells us what's what, and they love it.
Right. Yeah, that's fun.
But the club was good. You're going to have a blast.
I can't wait. I'm there this weekend.
Ooh!
Right? Yeah, this weekend, November 11th to the 13th. Come on out, folks.
Boy, we are whizzing and wazzing all over this God's green creation here. Up and down, left and right.
I know, it's wow. I go Portland Helium, Chicago Zanies, Providence Comedy Connection. Then I'm doing a show in Berlin, shooting a special. I'm in Cleveland for a one-nighter, too.
What?
Yeah, Royal Oak, Cleveland with Louie, doing a one-nighter on my own, hilarities. I can't wait.
Jet setting.
Yes, feels good.
Yeah, so, how about this? So we're on the walk to Voodoo Donuts. We're like bobbing and weaving these nut jobs, and this guy jumps out of a bar, tattoos, leather vest, the whole thing, big boots, bracelets, chain wallet. He goes, Mark Normand? I go, huh? And he goes, we're doing an open mic right now. You got to come in. I was like, your first instinct is to go, get out of here. I'm on. It's 4 o'clock. I got a show. I got to save it. And he's like, come on. I go, all right. And I go up and I eat shit for 2 minutes and I got off stage.
That's hilarious. It wasn't in an arcade, was it?
Nah, it was a shitbox dive bar.
Oh, okay. Because one time I was there years ago with Louie on the big tour, pre-cancellation, and we were doing all these bar shows. And we went to a arcade. I probably told this story on the podcast. And Soder was there because he was at the club.
Oh.
And we were like, this is going to be a nightmare, but we'll just do it. And then Louie went on, so everybody crowded around and got all excited. And then he finished, and everybody went back to playing video games. I just ate shit while everyone was playing, Galaga or whatever.
Of course. I did 2 minutes, and I could see people in the crowd going, and then I got off. No one laughed, and they all said, "Can I get a photo?" I was like, all right, great.
Ah, jeez.
That's comedy.
That's what happens. You become like a celebrity. They don't even want to hear you anymore. They just want a piece of you.
I don't want to hear me either, but like, don't say, "Hey, come on in," and then it's gonna suck. But I get it. He was a nice guy, but the shows were great. Everything was fun, and then what the hell did I do then? Then we went back to New York.
Yeah, and then you came here.
And then we came to Texas, and me, Shane, and Ari did Rogan together.
What is this undersell? Give me the goods.
I
flew
didn't
to
know if I was
Austin.
going too long.
What the hell?
I felt like I forgot something. But either way, we fly into...
Portland.
Ari set the whole thing up. You got to hand it to this big Hebe. He really figured it all out.
He knows what he's doing. He really knows how to set up some fun.
Yes. So he had this big idea to do a secret show in front of Skankfest, a la Stanhope, at Montreal.
Just for spite.
There you go. And Ari set up the show, and he was like, I'm going to get Rogan out there, Stanhope, maybe Attell. Nobody shows up. I'm the secret guest, which is a big bummer. Yeah. But he's like, we'll do Rogan on Tuesday. I was like, oh, great. He set up the flights. He booked the flights. He's like, give me your frequent flyer numbers, all that shit. He handles everything.
Wow.
And I go, let me give you some money. He goes, the club will pay for it, or Rogan will pay. I'm like, all right.
He should just be an agent.
He should. He's
got
Jewish.
The face. He's not funny. I mean, it would work.
He's got it all. So, and he's 61. He's seen everything. I think he booked Newhart.
Yeah, it's time for him to wrap up, probably. Life, I'm in.
Yeah, so we go down, we do Rogan, we have to get tested. The nurse was insanely hot, by the way.
Yes, I know that nurse.
Hold on.
Ooh, that was cute.
Yeah, thank you. So we go there. We got to do an antibodies test. We get the test. I had like barely any. Rogan's got a thick, fat piece, and he made fun of all of us. And then... I didn't realize we went straight to JFK. Me and Ari shared an Uber, and then you get on a flight for 4 hours where you take a nap. Then you land in Austin. You go straight to Rogan's, and you go right on the pod. So I haven't eaten. So right when you sit down, it's like 4 p.m. We haven't eaten. Shane hasn't eaten. Rogan pours us 8 whiskeys, and Shane's got a box of Bud Lights. The joint's going around. By 4:28, I'm on the floor.
Oh, God.
And you're on the biggest podcast in America going, I'll tell you who sucks at this, and she's fat, and he's gay, and it just went flying. We did a lot of editing.
You lose your wits.
Yes, wits.
I think about that with You Know What Dude. There's You Know What Dudes out there from 2002, and I'm just shithouse being like, I'll tell you about these Native Americans, whatever.
It's like an NWA lyric out there.
It's bad. Ooh, I just hiccuped.
I heard something cute.
That was insane.
But we just had a ball, and it's just poofs of smoke and Rogan going, ah! And we're making fun of Ari, and Shane's fat, and it was just a great time, and J-Mo's laughing over there, and we had a hoot and a holler, and then we got out of there, and we were like, wow, we are banged up. Went to the secret group, did shows. Oh, no, that was the next day. We went to the Vulcan Glass and opened for Rogan.
Oh, fun. Oh, yeah, I saw Shane downstairs. He was telling me.
Yeah.
Vulcan Glass. That's a cool name.
Vulcan Gas.
Vulcan
Company.
Gas. That's cool too.
Very cool. Sold out. It looked like an old, like a blood sport movie. You know, they're all hanging over the rafters, waving money, and it looks like a cockfight.
Wow. That's great.
And Tony's there, and Adam from the Comedy Store, and Kim Congdon. It's just a good hang, good group. Rogan gets all this food, so we realized we have no place to stay. We never booked a hotel.
What?
And I was like, I bet Rogan will let us stay at his place. So I brought it up on the pod.
Ooh.
And he goes, my wife's not going to like that. I said, well, I like kids. I'll touch your daughters and all this. And he was like, now I'm definitely not letting you stay over. So we get to the club, and now it's like, we did the show. We're hanging out. We're all drinking more. And mushrooms start going around. I mean, it got pretty wild. And we go, we still don't have a place to stay. And he goes, hold on. Beep, beep, boop, boop, boop. Yep. Uh-huh. All right. You got 3 rooms at the Line Hotel, which is like the hip hotel in town.
God.
He's got pull.
God, you want to be rich so bad.
I know.
Not rich like, we're doing well. Oh, I want like rich.
Oh, yeah.
Where you're like, I rented out 3 floors so no one will bother you.
Exactly. He's got that. The disposable inn. So, in my ass. So we go there, and then we leave, and now it's like 2 a.m. He's like, I got to go home, but tomorrow I'll pick you up, and we'll go check out my new club.
Oh.
Yeah.
I keep hearing about the club.
Can't give away any spoilers, any secrets, but it is going to be a doozy.
Really?
Oh, my God.
Can you tell me how many seats? 3, 4, 5, 6?
I don't know what I'm allowed to disclose, but
okay.
It is in a great location. It is in a cool-ass old theater, and it is badass.
Wow. Okay, old theater. That gives me a little hint.
Yeah, a couple of very store-esque, like the darkness and the red lighting and all that shit. So, that Austin, it's about to really get cooking.
Well, I hope they take care of their homeless. Is that what's going on down there?
Apparently, Rogan's got a red phone in his room, and he goes, hey, I saw one hobo, and they go kill him. So
I got to buy a red phone.
Yeah, I think they're handling it.
Wow.
I don't know what we're going to do. We got to get a big snowplow through America and just pick up all the hobos. Hold on.
It's one of those things you're like, I don't want to know. Just take care of it. And don't tell me anything else. Just scoop them up and send them to Canada or whatever you do. But
there's a guy in New York. He's a guardian angel. Remember them?
Oh, yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah, that guy, he said, we should take them all and put them in a work camp in Westchester. And everybody goes, what are you, crazy? But you start showering, you go, that could be something. Give some structure. We'd probably build some railroads or whatever they do.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, I heard that I went to 2 Pearl Jam shows in Seattle a few years ago. Sold out stadium, Safeco Field, whatever the fuck it's called now. All the money was going to the homeless. Then I come back 3 years later and it's worse.
It's worse. Where's his money going?
I don't understand how. I don't have the solution, so I don't know. But someone told me that they have enough money in the homeless fund that they could give each of them $40,000.
Wow.
Part of me is like, let's try that. Fuck it. We'll raise some more money after.
They'll burn that in a week. But you see, Elon Musk came on TV or whatever you do now, and he goes, I am willing to give $9 billion to homelessness to stop world hunger. That's what he said. $9 billion, but I want it to know exactly where every penny's going. He's like, I'm not going to give it to charity. I'm not going to give it to the UN because you guys are going to keep it and give it to George Floyd or whatever the fuck. So I want to know where it's going. And they were like, we'll get back to you.
Well, don't you feel, I feel like this is like our most political episode. Whatever. People, I've had this theory, Derek has this theory we've talked about. It's like, don't you wish your taxes, they sent you a breakdown of where it went? Wouldn't that be nice?
That'd be great.
I'd be so much happier. I mean, I don't mind paying taxes. This is where I'm more of a liberal guy. I'm like, great, I got money. You take it and disperse it.
Yes.
But you're like, give me a breakdown of like, all right, you sent $300 to potholes.
Right.
You sent $800 to painting a bridge.
Yep.
$900 went to homeless kids. And then you got $1,000 to health care.
Yeah.
And then you took care of a couple. You paid for a lethal injection in Texas or whatever the fuck it is.
Sure.
Just give me a breakdown.
Yes.
So I can see.
Agreed.
And that I'd feel better because it would feel like service. I'd be like, okay, great, I'm helping.
Completely. And then you could go show your friend, like, look at the pothole help. And he goes, look what I did for the abortion.
Yes, this is good.
This is good.
I would run on this.
Run on.
Because great comic, shooting a special December 21st. No one's going. That might have been a shit. Oh, there it is.
There it is. Sorry.
I mean,
it
would just be nice if someone's like, okay, you owe whatever $22,000, and with that $22,000, Highway 495 is going to be smooth as an egg. You're like, fantastic.
Exactly.
But
I completely agree.
I think it goes into the pockets of the fat cats or whatever, all those words that I don't know what that means.
Sure. The Washington, Wall Street guys. What do you think about this idea? And this you're going to hate. First class, you pay more, you get a better seat.
Sure.
You get booze, you get food, you get a lay down, you get a TV, whatever you get. You don't get in coach. Pay more taxes, you get more incentives.
Well, I think it's the other way around.
Huh?
The people with all the money, they pay more taxes because they have they're doing better.
Yeah.
That's the tax.
Yeah, but they're doing better.
Like you're saying if you pay more taxes, you get better stuff? But it's the other way around. You get better stuff, so you pay more in taxes.
Yeah, but you had to earn that stuff.
That's true. Well, some people did, some people didn't. That's the problem.
That's true, yeah.
That's the real issue. It's these goddamn corporations that don't pay any fucking taxes.
That's
Apple
wacky.
and Amazon are fucking us.
I don't get it.
That's they're beating the system. They're very smart. They know what they're doing.
And then you got to let them go with it because they're making good shit.
That's what really fucking kills us.
Interesting. We're breaking down the whole country here.
Yeah, it's very exciting. But so you're saying you pay more in taxes, so you get.
It's a thought. I mean, that's just how everything else works in humanity.
Right.
You pay more at a steakhouse. You get the bread. You get the butter. You get the salad comes with it. You get the guy with the pepper thing.
Right. But you already have that. That's why you're paying the bigger taxes. But this is where the problem is. I mean, this is where the idea of it is to raise the level of the lowest person, the person that's doing the worst. Ideally, you want the person who's doing the least best to be doing okay. That's the kind of society you want to live in. That's the idea, to me, of the taxes. You're like, you got all this money, so you pay this money, and with this money, we educate everybody better.
Yep.
We give everybody health care. The people that can't afford food, we give them food until they're able to do better. And then eventually, when they're doing better, they pay back into the same system. That's the idea.
That's the idea, but it's a little optimist. I think some people just want to mooch off. Some people will never, even if you give them all the goods, they won't get up there themselves.
I think that's a smaller percentage of people. A lot of there's more people that just are fucked by this goddamn system. They can't get up in there.
I agree.
But I don't know. That's where I'm going to lose everybody.
I'm with you.
But it's just you just wish it would just work better. But we got such a shitty system. You wish you went, all right, I made $900,000, so here's $300,000, and they take that money and they go, okay, here's a house for you, you nincompoop, and we're gonna come by and wipe your ass for you, or whatever the fuck you got to do.
But you know what? It's just there's too many people for it to all work.
It's a tough. We got a lot of people.
You know when you're playing a flip cup and in college, and you got 8 guys on your team, and they got 8 guys on their team. You make it in, your friend makes it in, your other friend makes it, then the fourth guy, he can't get it in. You go, well, you're blowing it for the whole team, you queef.
Yes.
But that's the system. There's always that one guy who's going to be lagging.
Yes, it's very tough. It's very tricky. And you want those people at the bottom, for lack of a better term, to be up here.
I'm a top.
We got a low bottom. With the bottom in this country is sleeping in your own shit underneath the highway.
Right.
And then people in the middle are going to walk by and they go, hey, why don't you give me your money, you piece of shit, or I'll smash you over the head with a fucking iron.
Yeah.
And you go, I'm going to smash him in the face with an iron. And you go, fuck me.
It's old as time. That's been happening since the Middle Ages.
Yeah, it's a stinker. So I don't have any answers, but we can provide you with a little entertainment.
Well, I wonder with hobos, because they get so used to that life. It's like Brooks in Shawshank. He's got to go back to jail. Or even Castaway, when he comes back and he's just staring at the ice. Because he did 4 years on an island without electricity and pillows. So now he's like, I can't deal with this. This is too much.
Right.
Takes a minute to
readjust.
Thank you.
And obviously there's mental problems too, but a lot of that, you think if we had a better education system, a better healthcare system, so early on they could go see a doctor. That's what makes me crazy. We got all this fucking money.
Yep.
We should just have healthcare. It should be a basic fucking right, and I can't believe that people can't all agree on that.
Yeah, give them the health care. What are we doing?
Yeah, it's a little goofy. So you get shit out the bottom and then the drugs and the thing, so... God, but it's like I said, I'm like, I want to take care of these people.
Yes.
But I don't want them in my fucking neighborhood.
Not in my backyard.
You know what I mean?
And nobody does. You can take the most progressive, most empathetic, open-minded. They go, whoa, that guy's smells like shit. Get away from my daughter.
Exactly. They're like, we got to do this and that. You're like, all right, well, he's going to sleep in your front yard, take shits there. You go, well, I don't want him.
Can't have that.
Yeah.
I
so
pay taxes.
It's tricky. We're really up the.
All right. Well, we'll move it along here. So yeah, good show. We did a show at the Secret Group last night. Houston, if you're in town, go to the Secret Group. Great club. It's like a multi-purpose thing. They got an open mic room. They got a main room. They got a DJ thing. They got a roof, a bar. It's great. And Gillis killed. Ari killed. We had some local guy do a set. That was fun. And then we just partied it up. And tonight's going to be no different. We got a live show. And then a stand-up show at 10, I believe.
Oh, we're on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exciting. I can't wait. I love it. It's our first festival in like 2 years. I can't wait. Everything I love about a festival. Sarah and I checked in. We're walking up the hallway. Shane Gillis. Hey, what are you doing, Shane? And then Doug Stanhope walks up.
Yes.
It's me, Stanhope, Gillis, Sarah. You're like, this is fantastic. Then I bump into you. And then everyone's coming. Voss is coming. Bobby, Mike Cannon, Sagalo, the other guy.
Adrian,
Hannigan, Vecchione.
Vecchione, yeah.
It's basically just New York.
It's pretty much all New York.
And then we get the roast, whatever. That's going to be
boy.
fun. And I can't wait for that.
Is that going to be YouTubed?
I don't know what the hell it is.
It better be. I'd like to watch it.
Gas thing somewhere. I don't know what gas is exactly.
It's something that comes out of my ass. But you had one black guy. He pulled out.
Yeah, he pulled out
They
and
usually
then
do.
came on our face. But,
Yeah.
gas stands for Gomez and Sampson, whatever his name is.
Samsonite.
Sutton.
That's
what gas came from.
Oh, Gomez and Sutton.
Yeah.
Ah.
How about that?
It's funny. We use the A when we need it,
Yes.
but we don't use it USA.
Yeah.
It should be US of A. Wait a minute.
USOA.
That's O, not and. But you get what I'm saying.
That should be TUSOA.
Aha!
The United States of America.
There you go.
Interesting. How about this?
Fascinating.
This is another funny thing that happened in Seattle. On the way back from the Kraken game,
Kraken.
we jump in a cab. It's raining. It's always a mess leaving sporting events.
Yep.
We're in the cab. We're all crammed in. And the guy's like, old school cab driver. He's like, we're going to West Seattle. He goes, $40. And you go, okay, whatever. No meter. You just go, whatever. Let's get out of here. You just want to. You can get any. I'll pay any price. I'm like, just let me get in the car and get out of here.
That's a new thing with these cabbies. I think once Uber came out, they're like, I'm calling the shots.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. So he says $40. We sit in the cab. You're just like sweating. You're stuffed in there, and like you don't want your leg flush. You hate a flush leg.
Flush leg?
Well, we're all in the back seat, 3 across. So you want to have space between the legs.
Oh, I had the same thing last night at a booth. Give me a little church and state.
I can't be flush.
No flush.
It's like need a asshole flush. I just can't handle it. So I'm using like my hip flexor to keep my leg over here. It
Royal
just sucks.
flush.
And so we get there, and the guy goes, $45.
Oh, no. I don't like that.
What? 40? And then these guys don't have cash because they have jobs and shit.
Sure.
I think we only have cash because we do stand-up now.
Us and strippers.
Good point.
Maybe drug dealers.
Oh, yeah, them. We're going to see a few of them under the fucking bridge tonight.
I'll buy something.
So, God, these Rec Life pants, I absolutely love them. It's all I wear now. I'm done with jeans, but I think the laundromat shrunk them. I'm wearing spandex over here.
Public rec. We need some new pairs.
Yeah, please. I mean, I'm just wearing spandex.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we get out of the cab. The guy goes, 45. They go, hey, you pay. I don't have any cash. We'll pay you back. That old thing. We're like, I'm not getting this money back.
Yeah.
So I got 3 20s, and I go, here's 60.
Uh-oh.
And he goes, okay, let me get you a card.
Oh!
And he hands me his card. How
What
funny is that?
this?
It's gold.
This guy's a grifter.
I mean, it's like hilarious. And I was like, he said it so matter-of-factly that I just laughed and went, all right, what am I going to do with your card?
Yeah.
But I thought he was going to say change. It was like
Of
he
course.
delivered it like the most perfect, like
was a
he's George
misdirect.
Burns.
Yeah.
And he was like digging around. I literally thought he was getting change. And he said card. I'm like, I gave him the 25% or 30% tip.
Yeah.
Just based on how fucking funny it was.
I wonder if he actually thought he had cash, and when he didn't, he went, I'll switch it on the fly.
He goes, I'll give you a card. I'm like, I don't need a car. We have the only reason we're in your cab
It's 'cause
is
you were
we're,
there.
we're desperate. There's
Right.
15,000 people just flowed out, the loudest people in the NHL. And anyways, that was hilarious.
That's
that was
funny.
fun.
And we'll pay you back that's a popular one.
Oh, I'm never getting that money
Forget
back.
about it. You're not going to see that in the rest of your life.
It's hard because you're staying at the house. It's hard to be
Yes.
like, can I get that money? It's like Louis would always do that. He'd be like, a homeless guy would walk up and he'd be like, give me $20. Like,
Yes.
the homeless guy, he's like, I'll get you back.
Yeah.
And it's hard to be like, can you give me that $20? We're staying at a $3,000 a night hotel.
Yeah.
And he's paying you $800, whatever the fuck.
He
And
did
you're
the same thing to me, but he let me open for him after that, so I think he did pay it back.
Yeah, it evens out, I guess. But you're still like, I didn't want to give $20 to that guy.
No, that's a lot of money. Give me a 5, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Could have thrown a pencil out the window.
I was about to say the same thing.
Oh.
It was a sip, though. It would have been a fun moment.
Sip.
All right, I got to plug some shit here.
Oh, are we rapping?
Well, soon. It takes a while to
Oh,
plug
yeah,
and
rap.
rap. We got to wrap it up. But I got to plug Well, Helium this weekend, and then this Sunday, PS 109, back at the Upper East Side show. I think you're on it. I hope.
I am. Wait.
The 14th.
What day?
November 14th.
Coming up.
Well, it's the Sunday after this episode comes out.
Oh, I'll be there.
You sure?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I'll
Mark
see you there.
will be there.
Pencil me in. I'll be there.
November
Sunday.
14th. It's a Sunday.
What's today? The 4th. So 10 days.
10 days.
Okay.
But this will come out on Tuesday, so you got to do the math.
So the Sunday coming up.
Well,
no. The one after that.
2 days from now, but the one after that.
Got it.
Yeah. But this Sunday is the next Sunday. One of my all-time favorite conversations. So anyways, PS 109, come to this show. There might be a huge special guest. So that's going to be something. It's always a fun show. Matt Wayne's hosting. I don't even know who's on the lineup.
Oh, Wayne
You're on the
hosting.
lineup.
Even the host is killer.
Killer host, big special guest, always a fun show, and it's our show. It's Cantor and I do the show, so come to that. Portland Helium this weekend. Chicago Zanies next week, November 18th to the 20th. Matt's coming for that, too. That's going to be a fun one. Got to do well there. Huge market, small club, so buy your tickets early. Then Providence Comedy Connection, November 26th and 27th. Then just added December 1st, one night only, Hilarities in Cleveland. Just the one-nighter, Wednesday
why
night.
one night? Can I ask?
Because it's in between Louis Royal Oak and Louis
Oh,
Cleveland.
that's even better.
Yeah, so I'm doing one night only, OTO, one time only. And then, of course, December 7th, still tickets available for the Late Show special taping. And now, new date, if you're in Germany, which I know we have a lot of German gays.
Yes, you got that right.
Fuck, I don't know the venue just yet. But Berlin, mark it down, December 11th. Berlin, it's a small room, 130-seater. So fill that thing up. I'll be there with Sarah.
Wait a minute. Is this the Berlin trip you booked on a whim?
Wim.
Wow, Wim Hof.
Yeah, this is the Wim Hof breathing, December, whatever the fuck, 11th. Something like that. I think that's Lamaze. Wait, that's
he's
a car.
good. Lorenzo Lamaze?
Sometimes I think about just buying a muscle car. Just be one of those guys.
I think about that all. I had one in high school. I loved
It'd be
it.
fun. Just like an old, Chevelle.
Yeah, Chevette,
something like
Chevy,
that. You know what I mean?
Corvette.
Just one of those cool cars, Pontiac Grand Prix or some shit,
Trans Am, a Camaro, a GTO.
Yeah, something 68 GTO. The old, stacked assholes. Anyways, those are my dates. For God's sakes, come and subscribe to my YouTube. That was a lot of shit.
I got a lot of shit as well.
Oh, boy. Brain fart?
Brea. We added a show in Brea on Thursday, which I think is a suburb of L.A. Come on out.
I've
It's
been
like
there.
where the rich people live. Big room. That'll be fun. New Orleans, Howlin' Wolf. We added a show that's not going to sell, so please come to that. I don't know if we got any Nola Gays on here.
Sure.
I think the Enola
Gay.
Gay. Yeah, how about that? Weird title for a plane.
Yeah.
Why are you putting gay on your plane?
Well, I think that's the name.
Maybe he's sending a message. All right, but Atlanta, Milwaukee, Charlotte, Comedy Zone, Kansas City Improv. We got some fun stuff cooking. And, come on out. Check out our specials on YouTube. They got a new date for the Netflix. It's end of the year, I'll say that. And good stuff. Get on the Patreon. We got a Soul Joel up today, or whenever this is out. And then we got a Skankfest episode that'll be on the Patreon with some fun guests. So cooking. Plus, I think there's some hot gay sets out there and all kinds of goodies.
Yeah, a couple hot gay sets. We had a bonus that came out today or yesterday. And then today we have the full live episode from Soul Joel's with Shane Gillis and Sean Patton.
Yes.
That was a million laughs. 90 straight minutes of laughs.
Yep.
And I think Shane is popping by tonight on tonight's live episode with Ian Finance. And then the Are You Garbage guys are coming by. We got to figure out how to record that, too.
Now we're going to need a lot of microphones. And the Are You Garbage guys are pretty fat, so we're going to need some seats.
Good point.
But, so good stuff. It's all cooking. Merch is out. We got new merch. Shelbo's on the ones and twos, and we're going to get a studio at some point. So we're trying, folks.
Yeah, we're moving into a studio, but, that Patreon, you're crazy to not get on. You can get on for $4 a month and hear the fucking live pod, the whole thing.
You got to do it. We're making it work. We're making it gay. We're making it in China. Thanks a lot. Praise Allah. Queef it up.